Okay, I think we're so back. Yeah, we should be good now. Okay. Sick, let's start hitting people in the face with lizards. I think we're still in the middle of gold, which is everyone's an idiot, but now some of the idiots have guns as big as mine. That's about the spot I think we're in. We're gonna pour our Baja Blast, since that is the water we're gonna be drinking for this stream. Yeah, we're still in gold, okay. Fun and cool. Fun and cool and fun. I'm not afraid. Oh, God. We kind of have to, right? We kind of have to. Fuck. Yeah, I think the only deck this hand loses to is red deck wins. Made it to Diamond, Kalir? Congratulations. Daddy Longswords, I'm doing okay. Our first game of the day is a slow hand into red deck wins. So I'm gonna hope and pray. I'm gonna hope and pray that they don't just have it. But it's been turn 1 Swift Spear into turn 2 Slick Shot, so I'm thinking they might just have it. And we have to fucking lose life to tap for any mana. What's up, Augur Ben Dogger? Taintzilla, things are okay. Yeah, you got this one, buddy. We're sorry we didn't test that motherfucker. I mean, have you seen him? Yeah, I think the bans that got announced today were pretty good. I think it is incredibly telling about the just absolute lack of QA they're doing on any of these fucking cards. Because they said not, so for anybody that needs to get caught up, they did a new ban announcement today, and they've banned Nadu from Modern, as they should. They banned Grief from Modern and Legacy, as they should. And they banned Amalia and Sorin from Pioneer, all as they should. But when they were talking about why they did the bans that they did and the bans that they didn't do, they were speaking about how with both Nadu and Amalia, they just fully missed like super important interactions. I mean, they QA'd most of them. It was literally just Nadu because of got a last minute change that one dev made. Right, and can we appreciate the point on how I QA'd most of them probably isn't a good enough bar in a type of commerce where things are like physical eternal goods, right? Like like, yes, they only made a little bit of a fucky wucky, and also when the things you print are just there forever, the bar has to be a little bit higher than like, oh, we just kind of sent it on this one. I checked that most of the stoves were off before I left the house. Why is it on fire? Exactly. Like, it's not, I don't necessarily think it's the designer's fault. If anything, all the stuff that I saw them talk about reassures me that their design philosophy is good. They're just trying to do stuff so fast that they're by necessity missing stuff. Oh, now we fucking lose. I didn't see the pre-change. The pre-change one. What was the pre-change? Oh, no, that's gonna fuck me. I thought it was 2 or less. So now I think we just lose to Because they're just going to recur that. You may cast permanent spells as though they have flash. Whenever a permanent you control... Oh, this could be useful. Just send it all. Britbread, thank you for the tier 1 Twitch sub for 8 months in a row. And Hyuga1234, thank you for the Prime sub for 6 months in a row. Welcome back to the dog home. All of you. They did not read my replacement effect, I don't think. Oh, they have Dust Animus? Yeah, we would. I was not even looking at what they were doing. Okay, so permanent spells have flash. Whenever a permanent you control becomes the target of a spell or an ability an opponent controls, reveal the top card of your library and then do the Nadu thing. Yeah, that would have been fair as hell, right? Limiting it to stuff that just your opponents were doing to you would have been super duper fair, but it wouldn't have been like the world's hottest commander ever. And it's the attempts to always serve. Someone else said this in chat earlier. Let me go find the message. Jacob Harris, the design philosophy being so catered towards maximizing sales and targeting commander demographics, I think has lent itself to less QA and less testing as a whole. I agree with that. And that revision specifically seems very much like a, we want to, oh, this isn't a hot enough commander. And they were, wait, they were worried about that being too powerful in Commander? That feels like lying, honestly. That feels a lot like lying. Time Kit, thank you for the drink water redeem. So they thought giving permanent spells flash. Yeah, who cares? So they thought giving permanent spells flash was more damaging than non-deterministic. I mean, that's the, like, they need to be outsourcing, like, they need a little bit more, as much as I hate to say it, they need a little bit more Joe Rogan energy in how they are QAing their cards. Because, oh, this is going to be a funny turn. Because, like, Joe Rogan, if he just sees something on the internet, he believes it to be true. He gives everything he sees on Twitter the benefit of the doubt. And it seems like Wizards is so concerned with keeping everything in-house that they're missing shit that Reddit would crack in, like, 2 seconds. Which is fucking hilarious to me. In one of these meetings, there was a great deal of concern raised by Nadu's flash granting ability for commander play. After removing the ability, it wasn't clear that the card would have an audience, something that is important for every card we make. That's so funny. They just spent 2 mana to let me draw a land. Ultimately, my intention was to create a build around aimed at commander play, and I missed the interaction with zero mana abilities. Yeah, like, this just smacks of, like, Reddit would have called that for you instantly. I understand. I don't expect, I think it's unrealistic to expect the Wizards designers to all be these all-knowing encyclopedias of they're going to get everything right the first time, and they're going to know about every problematic interaction that could ever happen. The fact that multiple people missed it is kind of crazy, but the craziest thing is, like, Google had that for you. Google just straight up had that for you day one, and we did not need to be doing all this. They have enough mana for that. I'm not going to let them. now they die on upkeep. We're not going to give them any lifelink triggers, and we're just going to make them draw to Sheoldred and then die. Phoebe, we are not doing draft. We are free from the vagaries of draft to instead play Bloomborough Standard. Britt, send it in the Dear Maldhound channel in my Discord with just a little note that it's for the card review. Got a random smasher pass from Dr. Ryan. Okay, so we got the book. This is a hard no. This is honestly like bottom 10. Honestly, bottom 10. Britt, you can send a little blurb about the card. I mean, we've been talking about the design of Nadu, and so the bar is in hell. Taintzilla, hey Maul, just wondering if there will be any deck reviews this month. So there will not be for the month of August. For the month of September, there are going to be, but they're going to be changed in a lot of ways. And so I'm still wording the announcement and figuring out the process for that change. But yes, they will be coming in general. The sound is better on Twitch versus YouTube somehow. That is a little bit weird. I think this we Raider first. The Vine Lasher Offspring is too good when we already have 3-drop. Guas, it is the Maldhound, except instead of smasher passing, I am just smashing everybody else with lizards. I'm gonna go for the throat, whatever dumbass creature they play on their turn. I swear to God, whatever silly ass, fucky ass creature. Play a slick shot show off. You know you want to. Oh, even worse. No. No. Hey, actually, give me your whole deck. Chris, it's not necessarily red on budget. It might just be I've played red deck wins, and sometimes I keep mega greedy hands just because I like the ideas. Oh, it's fucking mouse aggro. God damn it. Okay, you're gonna get one super hot turn. I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, what's up? What up with it though? I can play mouse aggro too. Dude, I hate Monstrous Rage is so crazy. Monstrous Rage is one of the like it's my new Phyrexian Obliterator, where it's the fairest card that completely blows me out. Is MTG Arena viable without spending money? Yes, the Bread Thief. I don't spend any money on MTG Arena. Hitting the mouse instead of... I just want everyone to know this is what happens when you hit the mouse instead of Flint. That's what happens when you hit the stolen 2/2 instead of the thing that is ripping all of your deck into my greedy little hands. No, they're dead now. Yeah, McQueely, we've been talking about the Nadu ban. So also, apparently, the audio on YouTube is really bad. So anybody on YouTube that's like, oh, the audio sucks shit, for now, just come over to Twitch. I don't really know how to fix that because I use a stream compiler. Phoebe, how do you get cards without spending money? So the best ways are these daily quests. So if you play the game a little bit, you can get 500 to 750 gold a day by playing one of these daily quests. And then once you do the quests, your best options are either to draft or to buy packs. You also get packs from like daily quests and stuff. You can get booster pack codes, Bread Thief, yeah. I've personally found drafting to be better. And you'll very quickly You will very quickly get a lot of commons and uncommons and not very many rares and mythic rares. If you play standard, you are going to burn through rares like nobody's fucking business. This is the first time in my life I have ever had wild cards to spare, and you can see I have 4 times as many mythics as I do rares. There's a lot of good budget brews on YouTube, but if you just play a little bit every day, you do not have to grind. You do not have to grind. If you play 15 minutes every day just dinking around with your favorite pet deck, you will get gold relatively quickly, and then you can try drafting, or if you get good at drafting, you break the system open. If you are good at drafting, you have an infinite money glitch. Also, Chris, thank you for the drink water redeem. And then let me find Brit Bread. So, Brit, we'll do your card right after this next Scaly game. Wicked Twizzler, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse. And Nathaniel, thank you for the community gifted sub. Welcome to the dog home, my friend. I think I figured out why they were afraid of Nadu's original design. The flash granting would have made it a kind of prophet of Cryphix in the command zone. I think it was reasonable to be... It's very reasonable to be worried about giving things flash. I think limiting it to permanent spells was safe enough, but I can understand why it worried them. The ridiculousness is going from stuff having flash is too powerful to 0 cost targeting abilities draw you 2 cards for every creature you have. And I think I want to be able to do damage before I Thought Stalker. If they're just on control, I need to make sure that I remove their bomb. Okay. So where are we at? They had 3 removal spells in their opening hand. We probably do want to deal with that. I'm okay if they get rid of the abilities on Hired Claw. Yeah, like we can take 1 here. What's up, Tetrarunes? Kill that. Jesus Christ, dude. The offspring still happens, man. What are we even talking about? This person just doesn't want to play any Magic. This person's like, I just want to sit here and look at our little guys for 20 minutes. Why use Go for the Throat? I was just worried about them having a 4-1 that we couldn't answer as well. Oh my god, dude. What is this deck? Oh wait, a bunch of my things are outlaws actually. So that's hot for me. Okay, now we have 2 things that can run over this stupid beast binder. Follow-up question, what format do you recommend for Arena? Honestly, Standard's fine. I personally like Brawl the most because I'm a Commander idiot. Oh, no, I mean there's a card that's 2 cost that just kills any creature. Because of instant speed. tempo is tempo is so overwhelmingly important that you are you're better off being able to spend 2 mana at instant speed versus having like Fell, which requires you to do it at sorcery speed, especially when you're on an aggro list like myself. Yeah, so that is why you just go for the throat. And there are very, very few relevant artifact creatures. Okay, so let's swing first. You can block if you want to. But yeah, I don't think you want to. Outer Zevin, thank you for the tier 1 Twitch sub for 3 months in a row. Hey Malther, they're going to be September deck roasts. Absolutely yes. I am sorry for the lack of communication about them, but there will be in some way, shape, or form. Welcome back to the dog home, my friend. Have Olivia Hicks and Eiley invited you back to EDH Hijinks? Yes, I haven't talked anything official with them, but the last time I saw Olivia, she said, like, yeah, whenever. Just hit me up. Oh, we made it to Plat. We made it to Plat, guys. We're fucking there. Alright, so let's look at Brip Red's card. Namir Ashen Hemopath. 2 mana, and then Mardu. 3/5 with lifelink and menace. At the beginning of each player's end step, if an opponent lost life this turn and you gained life, make a blood token. Whenever Namir attacks, exile a non-creature spell from your graveyard. May cast a copy of the spell by paying life equal to 3 times its mana value rather than paying its mana cost. This is abominably fair. My primary motivation for this card is making a commander to run both Judith, Carnage Connoisseur, and Firesong and Sunspeaker in without it being directly Spellslinger based. I think this is I mean, a commander with lifelink and menace is always a little bit threatening, and so I'm trying to think, would I even play this as intended, or would I just Voltron it because lifelink menace is so good? As Spellbreaker is already pointing out, I think the most overly fair part about this deck is the opponent having to lose life and you having to gain life as well. I think that's really hard. It might be balanced with having it be on every player's end step. Like, maybe there are some aristocrat engines I don't know about that would really pump it up. Now, the attack trigger, that's good. I think paying life equal to 3 times its mana value and the card being gone forever and you just getting a copy of the spell is very, very positive. I like this. I do think it's a lot of text for a lot of work. I'm trying to think about how I would go about playing this commander if I wanted to be offensive, and I think contrary to your thesis of what this is meant to do, this feels a lot like Entomb really good enchantments. Blood tokens are pretty fair. Like, this is fair Magic. This is honestly like a copy of this card should be stapled to the frontal lobe of every Wizards of the Coast designer for the next like 4 sets. I like it. I do worry that it's a little... Is it too specific? No, actually, I like it. I'm going to stand by that. I really like it. Dr. Ryan raises a good point. If you made it any graveyard, that could be more interesting. I would take the 3x off and just make it equal to mana cost. Bolas Citadel exists. I mean, that's the thing, is Bolas' Citadel is bullshit. Like, no one has ever resolved a Bolas' Citadel and had everyone at the table be like, oh yeah, Bolas' Citadel, a card that I'm glad exists and was designed the way that it is. The fact that you're getting access to the entire graveyard rather than Bolas' Citadel limiting you to the top of your deck is also meaningful. There's a one-time trigger in red. You talking bullshit. I think it can probably come down 1 on the cost, be 1 colorless, and then your 3 pips. Inky Kakor, what's up, my friend? If you change nothing else, I would make it cost 1 less. And then I think you would also be interested in twice rather than 3 times. 3 times is a lot to do anything meaningful. Like, I think the thing about I think you played it a little too safe. I think you made it a little bit too safe. I like how open it is. Spellbreaker, I am going to refute your advice to make it lean Voltron-y. I think that the fact that it doesn't lean any which way is good. I think one of the problems with recent commander design is that they overemphasize tunneling a commander to have a very specific audience and immediate build around that comes to mind. I like that this thing is very open, but I think that you are waiting too long to start doing anything, and I think the thing that you're doing blows off your own ball sack a little too much with the 3 times, because the 3 times basically says, like, you can't cast anything good. Right? 3 times is like, if you want to cast Breach from the Multiverse, you are dying the next turn. If you make it twice, it's still a really big investment to cast big non-creature spells. So I would say take 1 off the colorless cost, and then if you keep it 3, you open it up to any graveyard. If you leave it to your graveyard, you put it down to 2. Also, already drunk. Thank you for the 2 months in a row at tier 1, my friend. Welcome back to the dog home. I appreciate your generosity. But Britt, very good card. I think it is very, very balanced, and we could use more people like you making cards like Nadu. Killjoy290, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to Doghouse. Do I think Zindersplit and Okaun are cool or stinky? I think they're very cool. I think Krark's Thumb is stinky. Yeah, we keep for sure. Are you going to do best of 3 now that you got into plat? Yeah, you know what? We should switch into best of 3. I forgot about it for this game, but that's a good point, Karma. This is where we're going to start seeing... We're going to start playing real Magic, and we're going to... we're going to need that good best of 3 lovin'. Well, I turned 22 yesterday and I feel old. That's because you're old. That's 1 foot in the grave, buddy. That is 1 foot in the goddamn grave. Yeah, they get this, and then we kill... Oh, woof. I think we have to kill Mabel. All Mice having that banner is going to be... I think we just lost this one to begin with. Budget commander that wins games. Anything that deals with combat. There's like this very weird curve of ability to deal with people doing damage that falls off horrifically as you get into higher power games, where at low power everybody has a ton of board wipes, everyone has a ton of removal for your best cards, you're not going to be able to get damage through on the ground, and then when you get to good games, everyone's trying to combo and nobody's ready for 40 points of damage on the fucking ground. And so in terms of, I don't know the prices of commanders because I just proxy everything. Yeah, Ishin can be pretty cheap. We'll do best of 3. We'll do the Scaly Shank. Oh shoot, I need to, hold on, I need to open up the fucking, the sideboard guide on Reddit, you guys. Okay. Alright, first best of 3 in years. Oh yeah, Vihan could do it. Leela's a good budget. How many commander decks do I have? I think I have like 3 or 4. I do not keep very many. I do not keep very many in rotation at any given time. We're gonna go on the play for sure. I wonder if I should have just pumped the Hired Claw there. I feel like Menace is good. Like, I feel like this is gonna feel better if they don't just hit a big ol' shitter. Okay, they're not. Did my opponent put their social security number in their username? You know, I don't necessarily think so. Alright, and now we kill whatever they put down, and then they just fall over dead, which is great. Garno, Bloodfist of Keld. Yeah, like red, black, and white are all really good at getting it done for cheap. I'm sure there are also mono green lists that could handle it. Maul, they spent 130 on a raised foil fog, and I regret not getting it when it was 80. Jesus, man. 130 is crazy. Yeah, goodbye, dinosaur. Okay. And now we win if they don't kill this thing. Maul, I have a personal request. I will do a random Smasher Pass redeem. Instead of that, can you go to Satya's Scryfall page and see how they nerfed his fucking swag with that shit-ass beanie? His art card doesn't have it, and it's insane how much cooler he looks. Yeah, for sure. Alright, hold on. Let me look at the... I don't think this is in the sideboard guide because this is a bad deck. I legitimately think we keep it as is. I don't think we do any changes because this is the type of deck that we are, like, maybe between game 2 and 3, but this is the type of deck that we are designed to eat. Yeah, Raider, Rockcaller, Thoughtstalker is pretty perfect for the first 3 turns. Harva Hall, hit me with that personal question, Goat. King, Glizzard, and the Lizard Wizard type deck. Dude, Dog Sauce, this deck fucking rips. Harva Hall, I'm done with Rhythm of War, actually. I am all the way caught up now. Cujo4444, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to Doghouse, my friend. Again with the ramping, bro. You gotta stop that. We're gonna fix you with all this ramping. How did I like the Stormlight Die Hard book? I loved it. I am super excited for Wind and Truth. I've just finished rereading. Oh, my YouTube is dead. Oh, the YouTube chat is much slower than the Twitch chat basically all the time. Thank you for coming over to Twitch, though. I appreciate you. Hey, brother. Yeah, we just kill that and then hope for the best. Ruled Dino Hours. Yeah, they're... I am worried that we're going to have killed that and their 5-drop is just going to be way fucking stronger than the thing we just killed. Cujo, thank you for that drink water redeem, my friend. Oh, now they're boned. What is in your hand? Nope. Tez talks, will I be able to enjoy Arena with no money? Yes. It will take, you have to play for a little bit to really build up your collection. The thing that makes Arena feel bad when you don't have money is if you've already played a lot of Magic and you already know what decks you like and want to play. Because then it feels really bad to not have access to all the wild cards you want. But if you are relatively new to Magic, between all the free online codes and how easy it is to, oh, please let me, god dang it, I don't have enough monies. Between all the free online codes and how easy it is to complete the daily quest for money, you can get a playable collection really, really fast. So do we get 1,000,000 points now? Because it won't let you random redeem. I'll tell you what, Spellbreaker. I'll do it just for you. So we're looking at Satya. Okay, I see the vision. I see his drip. Hold on, let me put chat down below. Okay, so I see what he's cooking. I mean, it doesn't seem like they got rid of his beanie. It seems like they got rid of his dreads, which is also a crime. Oh, it's this one. Okay. I mean, he's still risen, but I see what you're talking about. Yeah, ripping off that man's beanie is dog shit. That is fucking heinous. Also, Mauled, I think the YouTube stream died because I can't view it. That's always really good. That's always... no, the YouTube stream is still pulling up. YouTube stream still pulls up for me here. I see Raven advising Tez Talks on grinding to get a library, but Brawl making things easier. Oh, Bouncer6 opinion on Moash. I hate that guy. I fucking hate Moash. I am one of the believers that he 100% needs to get, or like, okay, so anybody that's not caught up with the Stormlight Archive, back away now. But if you are caught up with the Stormlight Archive, let's talk about it for a minute. Moash is a piece of shit, but the whole premise of the series is that you can be a piece of shit and do a little bit better tomorrow. And so they can't really say he's irredeemable without undoing that. But one thing Brandon has already done, and is a clever way around this, is people can be redeemable but choose to not do the work to be redeemed. We've already seen that with Rashon, and I firmly believe that is the direction that Moash is going to get taken in. Moash's consistent and fatal flaw is that he does not have a superhuman will in the face of supernatural temptation. across every book that he has been a dipshit, every bad thing he has done, it has been when confronted with literal magic, he does not have the superhuman will necessary to not abuse or be abused by that magic. When you frame it that way, he really doesn't sound like that bad of a guy, right? That's kind of the point. However, because of this, he's already established a pattern of taking the easy way out whenever possible, especially when magic is involved. And so I think he is going to fall into the category of characters that could be redeemed but ultimately won't be, because you can't redeem people who won't do the work to reintegrate themselves or to make up the bad things they did. And I feel like that's where Moash is going to fall down. Like, I think he's either going to be redeemed or he's going to know that he could be redeemed, and then he's just not going to go through with it because he's going to see how hard it's going to be, and he is going to yeet himself at the nearest bad guy and go out in a blaze of glory. And then after that, he's just going to be dead, and people are going to remember him slightly more fondly than they otherwise would have. And that is how his story is going to end. I think he's just going to take the easy way out one last time, but I would very much like him to be able to feel emotions as he is killed with hammers. I think he deserves that. I think he deserves to feel regret. Also, please don't board wipe me on turn 4. I'm begging you. Also, Noel the Phantom, thank you very much for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. Hey Maul, I had an idea today with the ban announcements. Why don't they just give the banned cards to everyone instead of incentivizing people to hoard wild cards for anticipated bans, or rather give the cards to those who don't have them and reimburse wild cards to those who do? Well, because in all things, Wizards is trying to get the bag. They want to take every single dollar they can out of your pocket and put it into their pocket. And so, yes, that would be good. It would feel nice for players. But from Wizards' perspective, for everybody that doesn't play the formats where the bans are hitting, it's just them giving free cards for no reason other than they're getting banned eventually. So hold on. Because they already do reimburse wild cards to those who do, and giving the cards who don't have them, or giving the cards to people that don't already have them, is just pure charity. And whether or not charity is nice and whether or not we like charity, it's still like, you know, why are they going to do it? What other than Nadu got banned? I've yet to look up the official announcement. Grief got banned in Modern and Legacy. Amalia and Sorin got banned in Pioneer. I feel like it doesn't accomplish that because then people hoard. Wouldn't they rather people spend their wild cards more freely? I think you are overestimating how many people hoard wild cards in anticipation of the WotC ban announcements. Like, I think that's a very central difference here, is I think the population that is hoarding wild cards to be ready for bans that get announced is very, very small. Also, Rion, thank you for the $10 super chat. Thoughts on Delina as a commander? Pretty goddamn silly. We're not going to do a live roast right now, certainly. But in general, I think Delina's pretty fucking silly. We kind of have to gain the 4 back right now. Okay, so we for sure lose to this. It may be worthwhile to Yeah, this one's just done. We may want to put Glistening Deluge in. Oh, Orzhov Bats is a thing that the sideboard guide covers. So we're taking out the 1-drops that we're going to hit. We're taking out our own 1-drops that we're going to hit. We're putting in our own board wipe. And we're putting in way more efficient removal for their dumb little boys. Yeah, Britbread, of course. Proxy Lab, for sure this is standard. We are doing standard best of 3 gaming. Dark Side of the Sand. Maybe it's just me then. I always try to make sure I have 4 rare and 4 mythic. Sadly, this time I only had 3 mythics, so I'll be 1 copy short. Yes, and I would consider you're also part of the population that... oh, God. No, we'll draw the line. You're also part of the population that knew the bans were coming out today, read the bans as they came out, and previously were engaging with predictions about what those bans were going to be, which is like 3 levels of population filtering that is much more specific than you may otherwise believe. So the amount of people, yeah, like the amount of people that they're meaningfully improving the lives of by doing that type of disbursement, like 95% of the people that got those cards would just be like, oh, cool cards. All right, dipshit, take whatever you want. Take whatever you want. Yeah, hard choice, huh? Hard choice, huh? The pain of casting Deep Cavern Bat and seeing 2 removal spells in hand. Well, truly 4 that hit the Deep Cavern Bat. I think they should just unban Nadu. Shizuma, I think you should talk to somebody about those thoughts, because those are wrong and incorrect thoughts that you're having. Why would... they must have a second removal spell. They must have another removal spell. That is the only reason they would let me keep Flint. Yeah, they're hovering. Yeah, okay. That's a little more reasonable. And then Britbread, drop that next custom card review into your Mauled Hound. Great, and now we punch each other to death so slowly. Chaotic Evil Productions, Nadu should be a commander ban. I mean, did you see the 48-minute turn, Chaotic Evil? It's literally, it is the single best thing you can be doing in Modern right now. And it takes 8 years for the turns to get through. Like, it's a terrible play pattern, and it's overwhelmingly better than everything else that is available, versus maybe we can talk about Boros Energy, but people are playing Boros Energy just to cope with the fact that Nadu was getting banned. Reown Grandpa fight. Yeah, we are in a fucking... we're in the goddamn Grandpa battle right now. Oh no. Well, here I go glistening deluging again. I want you all to know they chose this. They fucking chose this when they fucking sat down with Orzhov Bats. It's not my fault, it's their fault. And if they have more removal, we could still legitimately lose. We could still lose because they could just animate this fuck ass. Oh no, okay, they're going for Zoraline. That's reassuring. Please let me listening deluge you again, dude. Please. God damn it. I don't think we deluge. I think we have to blow them out after they do it. What's up, brother? Weekly reminder that your videos got me back to MTG and my wallet hates you. Love the content. Keep it up. Drinks at MagicCon, my treat. I am sober, but I appreciate it, Pleo. And if you buy me a Baja Blast, I will accept that. Does Nadu getting banned count as targeting him? The funniest thing about the ban announcement to me was that they officially said the One Ring is too big to fail. I don't know how other people read that language. But to me they said, we don't want to ban the One Ring because the unique combination of protection and card draw allows a lot of decks to thrive, and we think that's a good thing because there isn't one problematic One Ring deck. So their position is, because the One Ring is so good and does not require any deck building investment, we think it's good for format diversity, which is a fucking, like, they're right in a way, and also they're kind of cooking with meth. Like, they're cooking, and I think their pans have lead in it. The One Ring is so good and can be slotted into every deck, so it overall evens everything out. Ethel, that is what they fucking said. That is what they fucking said. Or at least that's how I read what they said. But let's look at BritBread's other custom card review. Vim, Conduit of Souls, green, blue, red, 2/3 with haste, add 2 mana, pay for kicker. Add 2 mana, but only for kicker. Whenever you pay an additional cost, you can put a 1/1 counter on a creature you control. Then you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. So I don't hate this as much as I normally hate Teemier things. The two problems I think you're going to run into are, number one, this is bad Riku of the Many Paths. Very firmly, this is, rather than just cast modal stuff, you cast Spree, Kicker, Buyback, etc., etc. And then you put 1/1 counters on stuff, but it's not as powerful as putting it on your commander. So I think the most promising thing you do here is you have a lot of like generic value kicker cards, and you end up cheating with counters anyway. Have you considered it works off of Thrill of Possibility? That does make it better. Or it at least triggers off of Thrill of Possibility. What I dislike is that this seems like the 87th entry in Teemier Commander vomits value at you, and we hope desperately that it will one day convert into a win condition. Because if I think of what cards you would put in this deck, you would put in stuff with kicker, obviously. You might go towards 1/1 counters. But the assholes probably just turn this into an Underworld Breach deck. which could be interesting, but often isn't. Like one of the least interesting sentences I have ever heard is, yes, this commander wins off of breach. Like, that is the most boring part about flubs. It is the most boring part about anything that wheels you. Yeah, Kala, they already brought that up. Chaotic Evil, I think Temur has two commanders. One is I'm going to combo, and the other is I'm going to make you waste 3 hours. And like, this seems like both of those. I think in the two cards you've shown to me today, both were built to not force a win condition down your throat. And I think the Mardu one works, and I think this one is on the wrong side of it. And I think that's in part because you have access to red and green. I really like the whenever you pay an additional cost trigger. I think that is potentially interesting. So let's hold on. We got to go to Scryfall to sort out the other thing that I'm worried about. Because sometimes when you try to expand into these design areas that don't have enough love, you can end up with like, oh, there's only 17 playable cards that have additional costs. Okay, so there's we need this spell. Okay. How do I... Can I, like, quotes this to make it... Alright, so we have 127. And here's a good one. Bite down on crime could be... I honestly don't think bite down on crime is playable. Burn at the stake, maybe. Cathartic Reunion for sure. This is maybe Channeled Force. The number one way I've been trying to evaluate commanders recently is what bad cards does this commander make okay? And for the most part, it's a lot of generic advantage stuff, which is where I think it starts to... that's where I think the problem is. Like so if we look at these first 7 cards... If we look at the first 7 cards that become really good because of this commander, it is card draw and ramp, a still overcosted creature removal spell, card draw, card draw, card draw, counterspell, ramp. And if we keep looking through this stuff, a lot of what we see is either targeted removal or it's still card draw and ramp, and so that means what you are advocating for people to do is to draw a lot of cards and ramp a lot, which is... See, I think this is Akari, this is like funny in theory and is actually not funny when you resolve it in a commander game. Like, this is funny up until the moment you resolve a commander game, and then you sit there like, why aren't people having a good time? I specifically requested it when I made us sacrifice all of our lands and I board wiped all of our creatures. Why are you not clapping? Start clapping. Like, that's how, like, to me, that's how that cost goes. And the way your Mardu commander dealt with it was because you had to pay life and you had to make people lose life, there was at least some implicit incentive to cause violence. This commander does not seem like it has any incentive to cause violence. It seems like you are incentivizing sit in your corner, draw a lot more cards than normal, and make a lot more mana than normal. What if it pinged instead? That is possible. I mean, Offspring and all the kicker creatures could be fun. It could be fun, Zach, but it's... Fun is subjective. I'm trying to deal objectively with what the card is supporting you spending your time doing. And what the card seems to be supporting you spending your time doing is spinning it like a Beyblade. Spinning it like a Beyblade as you don't accomplish all that much. I think pinging is better. It does risk over tunneling it into the, like, well, just play a bunch of the red discard to draw spells and try to burn the table down. I think the flex seal way to fix this would be to put 2 +1/+1 counters on a thing, or the thing that has never gone wrong in the history of game design, which is making it tap for its power rather than for 2. Although that does basically guarantee that it's a Comet Storm deck and you're just waiting to draw Comet Storm. So it's tough. I really like the idea, but I think that one is sending you straight to the Dirtle zone in a very quick way. Black has a lot more interesting additional costs. That is true, but I think the draw and discard just turns it into Reanimator immediately. I don't get to choose. Come on, how is that fair? Britbread, thank you for sending them in. I enjoyed looking at them. I think they are all relatively well put together. And now we're going to just immediately lose this game, I think. Because we are not going to 5. I tell you what, we are not mulling to 5. Under no goddamn circumstances are we mulliganing to 5 goddamn Magic the Gathering cards. Okay, so we can get Mentor down. Are we against Control? No, we are against some fucking dastardly toxic deck. Good morning, Nishimiya. Thank you for coming by the stream. I'm sorry, is this Just Guy Prowess? I am incredibly confused with what this deck is going for. I'm not letting you keep Prowess. I'm just gonna steal from your deck. because I don't know what the fuck is in this deck. Okay, caretaker. All right, caretaker's talent makes sense. So they're just like going super wide. Yeah, going super wide with tokens. Oh, and then they're maxing caretaker's talent. Okay. Now that Nadu has been banned in Modern, what do you think the odds are it gets rebalanced in Brawl? I don't know, because I haven't seen it played once in Brawl yet. I heard a lot of people complaining about it. My girlfriend complained about it because they had to play it a few times and it was just the worst shit ever. But for the most part, like, people, I think they're only going to rebalance it if a ton of people are playing it to begin with, and I'm not confident that a ton of people are playing it to begin with. Yeah, Boken, we are LizardMaxxing. I think we just lose this one, and then we have to put Glistening Delusion, because we got such a fucking slow hand, and we don't have any of our things that can burn them. Yeah, we're just cooked now. That's so dumb. This is such a stupid fucking deck, man. Alright, is this even in the... I guess we could... Yeah, Duress... Putting in Duress over Go for the Throat is probably the thing to do here. But we just... They make a token every... Oh, they have lifelink? Yeah, this one's done. Never really got super into Arena. What deck are you playing right now? I am playing a Rakdos, an aggro Rakdos Lizards deck. I'm also putting Glistening Delusion. So we don't want to go for the Throat. I think... No, we can keep this. Maybe it's just Hell Q then. I can't play my favorite Brawl decks hardly because they all match Nadu half of their games. I am sure that Nadu is the peak of that internal scoring guide that they used for what decks were super annoying to play against or were super stupid. And a lot of my decks are bad and therefore play against other bad decks. Yeah, we can keep that. This at least sets us up a little bit faster, and I think Hired Claw can race their strategy. Yeah, we go Hired Claw into Gev into Valley Flame Caller, and then hope we can beat them to death before they assemble 18 million ants again. Jesus. I'm gonna flint them to try to either force out their removal or just steal their removal from them. I think the 5-4 pressures them a lot more than I was giving credit in the first game. Oh yeah, now they're hovering like a bunch of cowards. Also, Tetrunes, you have a custom card review as well, so post that in the Discord and the Dear Malltown section with a note saying that it's a custom card review, and we'll get to it after this game. That's okay. Yeah, you are not doing anything here. Give me your deck, please. Okay. So we definitely need to get rid of that. I definitely needed to play a land first to fix my colors. That is incredibly unhelpful. Bro is straight boxing with lizards. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my very best. Alright, game 3. I think we keep it that. I think we keep it like that. We did not draw any of the sideboards, but honestly this deck, as long as it gets a good opening hand, just rips. Your Commander Rose series inspired me with some of the spells you talked about with certain commanders. I made a Krark and Vile Smasher deck with Game of Chaos, Prisoner's Dilemma, and Goblin Game. I will send a letter of apology to your playgroup, but I am glad you are having a good time. Alright, so we go Hired Claw into Rock Collar. Did you see that Smasher Pass has made its way to Yu-Gi-Oh! As well? I had not seen it, but it is unsurprising given that Smasher passing is a very, like, ubiquitous thing to do with a lot of media that you enjoy. Xbox is going alright. We are trying to fight our way through the arena ladder. We're playing shitty little asshole lizards. And we're doing our best to make these people feel bad. You get lost my rock collar, I'm calling more rot, bro. I swear to God. Don't make me do it. Do not make me do it. We'll play our word. They probably have a counterspell. They did a lot of No More Lying in the first game. And so either they let this through or they spend it on this, and then I get to Flint and Rock Collar. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And we still have this to just ruin their day whenever they do get their board nice and wide. They got 1 mana. So I'm gonna get this down. I'm going to swing and deny myself. I'm gonna deny myself 1 point of Rock Collar to make sure that these guys lose life before I play this, so that it comes in buff. And now we have like almost lethal. Maul, do you seem like the kind of man of culture that partakes in D&D? I sure do. I think I have a D&D game after this, actually. Sam Alpert, I do have a Moxfield account. It's called Mauled Magic Academy. Well, exploring's better, right? Yeah, exploring's definitely better. And these guys can't block, so I think they just die. Can give haste with the village? No. We could, but I didn't think we needed it. Hi there, big fan of your work. I appreciate the humor and it helps keep things chill. I can only imagine how much work it must be on your end. I hope you realize it doesn't go unnoticed. Thank you, Luke. I appreciate that a lot. It does help to have it be noticed because I do spend a obnoxiously long time trying to write some of these jokes. What is my favorite D&D class? Also, do you have any thoughts on the 2024 PHB updates? I have not looked at the 2024 updates enough to have any serious thoughts about them. My favorite class, I basically always play religious classes because I need to switch my spell list all the time or I get unbelievably bored. So that means I play a lot of paladins, I play a lot of clerics, because every long rest I need to be able to play something different on the next day. I think Rockcaller into Gecko, go for the throat, their threat is where we want to be. I think that's, yeah. Me when I kill you with squirrels. You should try Order of Scribes Wizard. You can't swap the spells, but you can swap the damage types freely. I mean, I don't care about damage types. I care about more text. I care about having more text to read. Can't druids do the same? Potentially, but I would like you to consider that druid spells are bad. And I like playing things that are good. Druid good. The class is good. Your spell list is dog water. Your Wild Shape is holding druids together like Flex Seal. Yeah, the flavor of making spells whatever you want does sound good to me. It's just not quite enough. Oh my god, they're Lurgoyfing us? Yeah, I think this is just a like hope, seethe, and die moment. Mauled, catch me outside the Arby's parking lot with a circle of spores, druid. Alright, one fireball later, bro. One fireball later, my man. Yes, sir, I'll take the analyst so they can't ramp. I still think they're dead next turn now. Wild Shape, are you smoking crack that's only good for moons? Yeah, aka the good subclass. What are y'all talking about? I've played a druid. Do not quote the deep magic to me, which I've also read it. I wasn't there when it was written. It's mid as hell. Glyph, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the Doghouse, my friend. Oh, that's so real of you. Dang, what a real creature that is. Goodbye. And then what is this? This is fucking... I'm getting goifed? I don't know if getting goifed is in the sideboard list. You guys, getting goifed is not in the sideboard list. Alright, I guess we hang out. We hang out. Anoint is kind of graveyard hate. Yeah, we could anoint or obliterating bolt. Alzera, thank you so much. I appreciate it. My hot take is Moon Druid is for people who don't actually want to play druids. Yeah, they're for people that want to play effective classes, Britbread. Like, I think druids can be hot depending on your dungeon master. I think the dungeon master has to go out of their way to make it a druid compatible experience for druids to not just be this other class but bad. I think it's very similar to the ranger problem where one of the things druids help the most with is the exploration pillar of Dungeons and Dragons, and the exploration pillar is the one that is most often left unattended and/or pee stinky. Okay, wilds. Oh. Inshallah. And then I think being able to put counters onto all of our stuff is just so strong. Gloomstalker Ranger is good. Every other Ranger having kind of a hard time. What if I played your deck, though? What if I just played your whole deck for you? They have a combat tricking? No, okay. I was about to be like, am I about to get 1 mana combat tricked? Rogues can use sneak attack dice to get unique effects with 2024 changes. Now, that's pretty cool. I had not seen that. Okay, and now, what if you still gave me your whole deck, please and thank you? I'm gonna save this to offspring it, because if I get a land off the top, I can go, oh boy. Hold on. What's this card do? Fuck the Vine Lasher, bro. Okay, they only have 1 swamp, so they can't do, yeah, they can't do another. Maybe we just mill them out. No, stop having land drops. Glyph, thank you very much. I appreciate you coming by. I believe so. Wait, is this? No, that's their graveyard. Yeah. So this is not going to be... No, this is not going to be a 9/10 on our field. This has to be a mistake. Because it's creature cards in your graveyard, and toughness is that +1, which is not the case. So I think we... Bowsy, I do believe it's that list, yes. Rant topic, how come banning the bird took so long? I mean, to their credit, Wizards did say in the ban announcement, hey, it was a really bad thing that it took us this long to act on it, and we're changing the ban schedule to adapt. So I think that is positive. Right, even if people aren't... Okay, hold on. Yeah, sure. I got it too, buddy. I got one of those too, little buddy. But yes, the bird is banned. It took them, I mean, it took them so long because they caught themselves between a rock and a hard place. Like, we talk about how long it took to ban the bird. It was really like 2 bad months, which in the time scale of something like Magic the Gathering, I don't believe to actually be that long. I think if they had passed us through another ban announcement saying, we're We think, hey guys, we think Boros Energy has it. Then I would be freaking out a little bit. Okay, I think we win now. Because I think I do Flamecaller, land drop, this gets into 1, Hired Claw gets into 0. Easy 2-0. Easy 2-0, bro. Get that Sultai garbage out of my face. So I don't actually think it took them that long to ban Nadu. The thing that's stupid about Nadu is what we talked about at the beginning of this stream, which is that it betrays their just over-reliance on making sure that everything is for Commander, and that everything for Commander has an immediately obvious deck to build around it. For people that have just got here, there was a lot of notes from the designer of Nadu, and they said that originally it gave permanent spells flash, but that the Nadu triggers were only for opponent spells, which is very, very different. And then they thought, oh, maybe the permanent spells having flash, maybe that's too good. But if we take that away, they said the concern was then it wasn't strong enough to be a build around Commander, and so then they broke it because they wanted to give it something hot, and they no longer had the time to playtest everything about it, and they missed all of the 0 mana interactions because it was a last minute change. And I think that is the thing that worries me, because I think their game design principles are generally good, and I think those good principles are getting outpaced by the relentless product schedule. Don't they already have something that gives creatures flash? Yes, permanent spells having flash is a little bit better than creature spells having flash, but it is definitely I need to get some better fucking cards than Ravine Raider, so I'm gonna get this down and then try to trigger it next turn. And so I don't think the flash clause would have been that bad to begin with, and I think they made it just infinitely worse than it needed to be by trying to make it strong enough to be a Commander build around. Like, I think that was the core problem with Nadu, was that they designed it for Commander and then tried to make sure that it was strong enough to be an attractive Commander. That is the most problematic thing. The ban announcement itself, I liked it a lot. I think all the stuff they banned was good. I think I disagreed with some of the things they didn't ban, but I at least could understand and sympathize with their rationalizations. But like, man alive, the way they talked about how they were designing, how they designed Nadu was very concerning. I almost wanted to Vine Lasher again, but I think Gev is more, like, it gives us more stuff that can trade with all this green stuff. No matter how much you want it mauled, they won't ban Forest. One day, man. One day they will. What is this? Sultai Crime Ramp. I'm gonna get hit with with Emrakul in 2 turns, and I'm just gonna cry. Do you think they should have also banned the One Ring, considering how nearly every deck right now has it and that it's kind of expensive? Yes, I think the only serious miss I saw in that ban announcement was they said, in my view, they said the One Ring is too good for us to get rid of it. They said that because it is so powerful and can go into so many decks, that it was okay because it was making, they said it was like good for the format health because it made so many decks relevant because of how strong it is. which I think is a very poor, I think that's very poor long-term planning. I think that is supremely bad long-term planning in service of trying to get a few more box toppers sold. Are you joking me, man? Alright, maybe with Geb we can overrun. I mean, that's basically the same logic for why they won't ever ban Sol Ring and Commander, and they're wrong for that too. They are wrong about that as well. Not the differences between Commander and Modern notwithstanding, they are also wrong as hell about not banning Sol Ring for those reasons. So let's see. I can get 1 damage for 3 mana. So now they're at 6. If I get them to 5, do they... I think they're more likely to deterministically die if I swing out. And then use my mana to pump whatever doesn't get blocked. Prince of Foxes, thank you for the tier 1 Twitch sub for 8 months in a row, my friend. Welcome back to the dog home. If only you could count, buddy. If only you could count. It's not for everyone, though. It's not for everyone. This card is so strong that any deck that doesn't automatically include it is just straight up worse than the decks that do, but everyone does, so it's fine. Like, yeah, I really don't think every Modern deck having a $600 buy-in for a 4 of the One Ring is good long term. I think they're just trying to ban as little as possible, and because Nadu and Grief were such needed bans, they're trying to coast on that goodwill to avoid banning something else that's problematic, which I get the hustle. And I do think that erring on the side of under banning versus over banning has served them well in general. It's certainly served content creation well because we get a bunch of stuff to bitch about. Modern's not done restrictions, Kala. I am one of the believers that the One Ring is a really good target for being restricted to a one of, but they have not expressed any willingness to ever... You know, they talk about a lot of things they're considering. They've never spoken of that as even a thing they were considering, and so I don't have a lot of hope that we're going to get it restricted. Oh, we're going to lose so much fucking life. Oh, we're going to lose so much life. But it's going to be worth it. I just play Pioneer Phoenix, so I'm big chilling. Yeah, Thomas, so when the ban announcement came out, my first thought was, oh my god, Phoenix players are going to run it. But I legitimately think Mono Green Devotion is going to just murder everyone. I think that it's going to be... I gotta get this shit down to guarantee my triggers. I think that the Phoenix players are going to go, haha, we're going to run the format now that we can safely tap out on turn 3. And then moments later, they're going to get murdered by a Nykthos deck after they tapped out on turn 3. What in the fuck is this deck? I feel like the Seed Shark was more worrisome for me. I probably need to go to a bunch of Anoints. Wasn't it murdering everyone before Karn got banned? Yes, and now there is another mono green combat deck that has hit the second tower And like Nykthos Shrine to Nyx is just flatly too good. I'm trying to get as many things out as possible to get rock color bigger. I'm not sure if it'll pay off the way I want it to, but I want to be getting our life back up. Oh, what's up, German? This weekend, probably. Yes. You know what else is really good like Nykthos? 3 Tree City. That is a lie. That is a bold-faced lie, Inky Kakor. I realize why you might believe that, but it is in fact not true at all. Oh, we super just fucking lose. They are very similar. They are very similar, not in the ways that matter for competitive. We lost this game, so let's just go to sideboarding and talk about why Nykthos and 3 Tree are not at all comparable in terms of competitive viability. So 3 Tree City, you get mana for having creatures, and outside of maybe artifact creatures, there's not very many that you can truly just throw out for nothing on the turns that are really important in Modern, which are like turns 2, 3, and 4. Everything is getting decided by then, and as German Gariokas pointed out, you need 4 creatures to be mana positive, versus Nykthos, where you still need 4 things, but you need pips rather than creatures, which, when ley lines exist, is doable immediately. Like the reason Nykthos is so good is because there's stuff like Leyline of the Guild Pact that will get you to mana positive on like turn 2, versus I don't know if I need Duress. Because I don't think this is like Sultai control, or it's not even control, it's just like Sultai against Sultai decks, always Duress. That is a good point. It didn't feel very much like a control list, but we'll try it. Or it at least didn't feel like a typical control list. It just kind of felt like ramp. That was post board already though. Like post board it was, oh, we get to play first. Yeah, we can Jasper. Oh boy, were you right. Okay. So we get rid of a Long Goodbye. They have 4 removal spells and a Chrome Host Seed Shark. I think they just kill it, but we kind of have to... Okay, the Offspring here is going to help us a ton. Because now they either have to... If they use both of their removal spells, then we're free to flint they ass. intimidation campaign in fucking 2024 is crazy. Jesus. Yeah, I think we just lose, because if we play Flint... Oh, and we can't play both of these. God damn it. Because we gotta try to make him use that shark, and then... Or use removal before we play Flint. GDan12, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse. Yeah, and they're just filling their hand with more removal while we wait. It maybe would have been worthwhile to hold up a turn on playing Hired Claw so we could get another red pip to put that counter on and get it out of Disfigure range. Okay. That's pretty good. That could force them to use Long Goodbye instead. Let's get a look at your hand again. Okay, it's all removal. I'm gonna get rid of their blockers and ramp. I think I can deal with everything else legitimately. No, because then they have Terra Sunder. Like if we take the Long Goodbye, we just get Terra Sundered. And the thing I'm trying to stop is I'm trying to stop them from being able to interact with from me punching them to death, because I'm punching them to death slightly faster than they're punching me to death. And now we lose. Yeah, we're racing, but we just immediately lost. Because if we play... or if they're idiots and burn Terra Sunder on Valley Flamecaller, then we have a chance. But I don't think they're gonna be... I don't think they're that dumb, unfortunately. Oh, they just had another... Yeah, they just had another thing. And so we're never going to get the card advantage necessary to beat a full hand of 7. I hate people like this so much, man. It just doesn't make sense to me why you would choose to exist like this. Is there anything we can draw at this point that matters? No. We'll just move on. Is this Sultai removal pile with card draw? Basically, they certainly changed it post board, but it was literally like Chrome Host, Seed Shark, Free Strider Lookout, and then every single removal spell they could get in lieu of having friends that would talk to them. Tetrarunes, thank you for reminding me about your redeem. So we've got Sara, Ascendant of Runes, 6 mana in Bant, which means it probably needs to win the game on ETB. Trample, Reach, spells or abilities targeting Sara that would destroy it without dealing damage, deal 3 damage to it instead. Too fair! Too fair, Tetrarunes. I see what you're going for, and I like it. This is... I think Exile has gotten too good in recent years. If this was back in like 2005, where the bulk of efficient removal was a kill spell, I would believe in it more. But this is like, you're talking about a format where the single most common spell played at all is a 1 mana exile target creature. I think that like, it seems to me what you're going for is Voltron Commander. Voltron Commander, because it's a 6/7, the... Oh my god, we gotta put a cap on this. Redeem. Dear Malltown trash, please. So this is meant to be a Voltron Commander, but it helps nothing in your 99. And so you have two distinct problems, which is one, it's too frail, because all somebody has to do is hit you with a Swords to Plowshares, hit you with a, like, Anguished. Here, let's do it this way. Exile target creature. Obviously, some of these are just blink, but you are squaring up against 700 something cards with the power of 1/6/7 that you had to sell a kidney, to get to. Add the O tag removal. Okay, 393 cards. This isn't even hitting things that say target permanent, but this is 393 cards that your 6 mana 6/7 is squaring up against. And in this day and age, the commander does nothing for the deck itself other than maybe draw hate. And so it's... I like the idea of a Bant commander that is like soaking damage instead of, like, lets people earn removal rather than them just getting removed because they had a kill spell. I do think you would want to change it to, like, spells or abilities controlled by an opponent that target Serra, Ascendant of Ruin, and would destroy it or exile it without dealing damage. Instead, deal 3 damage to it. You would want to cover the ability to exile, remove it. Then it's still incredibly hittable by just, like, a board wipe or a forced sacrifice. As much as I dislike power creep, this is like a 1998 legendary. This is like a 1998 legendary right here. You can at least take 1 off the cost. German saying this might be fair at 4 mana 5/5. Yeah, 4 mana 5/5 would probably be more playable, because I know commander games can go on for a really long time. If somebody Swords to Plowshares this thing the first time you cast it, you're done playing commander for that night. You're done. Okay? Your Jenga tower has been scattered. The chips are on the table, and they spell out fuck and you. So I think the mana cost should come down. The paragraph should cover attempts at exiling it. I think the big thing here is that you can't kill it with just 2 removal spells in a turn with the 7 toughness. That's true. However, I would posit this thing could be indestructible and would still be awful. It doesn't even need, like, we could... It's not about needing 3 kill spells. It's... You could... Or as Terrarium says, you could replace that whole paragraph with indestructible. You could replace it with hexproof. And it is still not crazy. Like, the fact that it soaks... The fact that it can soak a bunch of removal is cool. At this point, the question is, why would I remove this? Also true. Um, Trevor Campbell and not Terrarium, where is it? Trevor Campbell and Harvahall raise a good point of if you worded it in such a way that it just came back after even board wipes, like whenever it was exiled or put in the graveyard, return it to the battlefield at the end of turn. Like just make it so that it was always fucking there. That could do it. Then it could legitimately be like, oh, this does something. But in terms of playing the card, why would I not just play Rafik and give him Swiftfoot Boots or Lightning Greaves for the for the exact same mana investment as this card? I could have a 4/4 with double strike that was hexproof, which would beat this thing in a fight. So yeah, I would consider having it exist in such a way where it just lived through all board wipes. Lives through fucking everything. Trash, I don't see the card itself. I see a link to the thread, but I need just like a little picture of the card. Oh, Killer Kaleidoscope specifically? Okay. Let me take a print screen of this. Alright, so all we care about is Killer Kaleidoscope. 3-cost enchantment where whenever a non-token creature dies, if it had -1/-1 counters on it, create X 0/1 butterfly tokens with flying and rot, where X is the number of counters it had. Rot is a keyword with... What does rot do? Whenever this creature dies, distribute a -1/-1 counter to X target creatures where X is its toughness. Trash, you gotta stop with this shit. Trash, you gotta do better. I swear, man. I swear. So my thing with Killer Kaleidoscope is what this incentivizes is for you to board control infinitely and never get anything else done. Like, this is... Whenever something dies, make... Like, it's letting you reduce, reuse, recycle the -1/-1 counters you put on the thing, and then you can just apply it again to something else. It's certainly a Hepatra card. Being rot is a keyword that Trash came up with as well, that is when this creature dies, put as many -1/-1 counters onto something as equal to toughness. And so you're really just going like, okay, if I have a 5/5 and I kill it with -1/-1 counters, I get 5 0/1s that if I have an altar, I can then apply 5 more -1/-1 counters to everything. No, it's only 1 counter per creature, but it can be up to X creatures. That does not seem like how it's worded, because... So, Trash, walk me through... So, when this creature dies, distribute a -1/-1 counter to up to X target creatures where X is its toughness. So, if I'm making 0/1 butterflies, and I have 5 of them, and you have a 5/5, I sacrifice the first one, and I put 1 -1/-1 counter onto the 5/5. It's a 4/4. I do that again. It becomes a 3/3. I do it again to become a 2/2. I do it again to make it a 1/1 because I only get one counter, and I put 5 -1/-1s onto that creature. And then because I have this enchantment out, because a non-token creature died with 5 -1/-1 counters on it, I get 5/0/1 butterfly tokens, and I'm back to the 0 state of I have, as long as I have an altar and my opponents have non-token creatures and I have more butterflies than their biggest creature has toughness, the board is permanently wiped, and I also never develop my own board, which I think is a very bad thing to incentivize. Like, I think in terms of what are we encouraging people to do with the thing, what this is like a grave pact loop almost. Like, you have to do it one trigger at a time for 30 minutes, but it is very much okay, I kill your thing, I make enough butterflies to kill the next thing, I sack those butterflies one at a time to kill your next thing, I make enough butterflies to kill the next thing, and then, yeah, just nobody gets creatures. Like, it sounds like a control piece for power levels that don't, it sounds like a control piece for power levels that don't need control pieces like that. That's why everything else builds off the -1/-1 economy, turning both the existence and transference of those counters into value that advances your win con. I'm not sold. Like, with Hepatra on the field, sure. But I think that there is, I think there's like I think it's just lost in translation on where the gameplay actually becomes interesting, and the gameplay isn't me when I don't let you have creatures. I understand what you're selling from a theoretical perspective. It seems like from a practical perspective, this is me when you don't get to have creatures. And then, oh, if I get all 18 pieces of Exodia, then it is positive for me. But if I don't have all 18 pieces of Exodia, this is mostly I'm going to do a bunch of board control, but not get a lot done. Oh, that's such a good rip.
Enough with the mysteries. I've come. Sacrifices must be made.
So this is, I guess, an attempt at 8-rack. Noof on the loose, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to Doghouse, my friend. And C273, thank you for the Twitch follow as well. Welcome to Doghouse.
Nobody knows Dominaria shadows like me. Haven't you ever heard of personal space? I'm tired of your secrets.
Yeah, Liliana's standard legal, very unfortunately. I'll take the other Thought Stalker because their hand's empty.
This was boring and whatever. Sacrifices must be made.
I'll give. Komodo Joe 254, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to Doghouse, my friend.
It's no fun when they hit back.
Yeah, that's fine, because we just beat them to death over time with this. Let's see. Oh yeah, we're so good. We're so back. So I think this is Orzhov Bats, which does give me a little bit of concern. But only because I don't actually know... I don't know what to sideboard here because we bodied them so hard. Oh, sorry. Wow. Alright, bro. That kosher toast, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to Doghouse, my friend. Let's see. Do they recommend duress? No, they don't recommend duress. I think Glistening Deluge here is good. Yeah, it is Orzhov discard, not specifically bats, but I do think everything we saw gets hit by Deluge. And I do think, like, I think duress is good, but I'm not sure how good it is. Ludamos, thank you very much for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the Doghouse, my friend. Oh yeah, this'll work. Anoint would fuck the Zora lineup. But I think we can respond to the Zora line, or we can, oh, I should have geved. I'm so stupid. Or we can just force them to spend all their cards trying to respond to us and then beat them to death. Like, I think we're better off trying to go faster than we are trying to... Trying to go faster than we are trying to, like, tit for tat them with removal. What's up, Origin? Okay, so they have Liliana. Ooh. Ooh, you know, temporary lockdown, that could be a little bit bad for me. Kosher, yeah, we've talked about the BNR a couple times now. I think they lose the game here. Yeah, they do. That's funny. It is what they get. It is what they get for playing a deck like this, but that's very funny to me. Oh my god, another scam card, Jesus. Alright, I think that is going to be it for tonight. We're going to look for somebody to raid on Twitch, since I've not been good about that before, but I'm trying to be good about it now. And then I'm going to get ready for D&D. Alright, Nerd Girl's not live, so now we're browsing. We're browsing everybody. So if you have people you like and want to raid, and you have a message in mind, let me know. No, stream more. I know you're busy, but I never catch up. Listen, will be... oh yeah, White Bread. We'll do you at the beginning of Wednesday's stream. Alpha Rad? Yeah, we'll see about that. I prefer to raid people that I do know. Let's see. Is our boy, is my son Kuro Hitsuki live? No, he's not. Yeah, Kosher, thank you for coming by the stream, and thank you for giving me a follow in the first place. I don't recognize everybody. I desperately need more friends, huh? I desperately need more friends. Okay, the first suggestion was Miwabel, and so we'll type that in and just go for it. I have no raid message. Be nice. I guess tell them to LizardMaxx. Or maybe not, because they don't know me and they'll have no fucking idea what that message means. Boku, I've thought of streaming more. It's just really an issue while I still have a day job. But anyway, good night, everybody. Good luck. And remember to stay toxic.